One day, a great leader emerged among the scavengers of the Blight. Snag, a rat from the trash heap known as Dreadmount, intimidated and bested his fellows to secure his rule and form the Vermin Legion. Snag paid a surprise visit to the Great Vulture, Scarecrow, foul leader of the hunting birds. Scarecrow naturally tried to eat the fearless rat, but Snag stayed out of reach and made Scarecrow a most interesting proposition. The offer was simple: the birds would let Snag and his rats cross Meanderfield to raid the mouse and shrew villages, and in return the rats would leave a tribute of captives for the birds to snack upon. Snag's boldness impressed Scarecrow. The lazy vulture enjoyed the prospect of an easy meal and so agreed to the rat's offer. The first raid, conducted in the wee hours of the morning, caught the sleeping mice completely by surprise. The rats ransacked the village of Nesterbrook, stealing precious food and supplies. They left poor Mrs. Redfern still in her sleeping gown, along with her daughter Sandria, bound and squeaking in the center of Meanderfield. Scarecrow sent his best birds into the field to fetch the tasty morsels. Things looked dire for the Redferns. As the cruel birds streaked towards their prey, a beautiful blue jay swooped down with a defiant screech. On its back rode a mouse clad in shining armor and wielding a deadly lance. The mysterious pair slammed into the other birds in a cloud of dust and feathers. While the jay fended off the enemy birds, the brave rider dismounted and scurried to rescue the captives. The day was saved, but the battle had only begun. Hearing of the defeat at the hands of the bird and rider, Scarecrow summoned Snag. He gave his best rook, Grizzard, to Snag and ordered them to exact revenge upon the mice. And so, what began as a raid grew into war. Many tail feathers fell, but many heroes and villains rose.
Hello there. As you probably realized, we're talking about tail feathers. It's based on Mice and Mystics universe, and it's a spin-off of that game. It continues the story of Mice and Mystics, where it is a two-player combat game where you have birds and rats and mice, and they have war basically with each other. This game is compatible with Mice and Mystics, or the other way, let's say you can take the Mice and Mystics miniatures and combine them with tail feathers. On the other hand, it's a standalone game. You can play it out of the box already. You don't have to combine anything. The game itself is story-driven, where you have different stories, continuations of stories, and you have campaign mode and such. You go through different scenarios and you fight each other. One player plays the rats, the other player plays the mice, which is really cool. The thematic part of this game is big. This is a very thematic game. It brings up the universe of Mice and Mystics really well, but it's a fiddly on the other hand, because different thematic mechanics make it like fiddly with different small parts that you need to know about different rules and such. But yeah, it's a small caveat about the game. Now, the game itself has a cool different flight system where you can tilt birds, tilting on left and right, which means the bird will turn on left and right, but it's not like you turn 90 degrees or something like that. You have to turn smoothly with the flight path tokens and such. The other cool thing is the leaves here are for drifting. So you can drift with the leaves using this small rod here. That way you can measure where the leaf will go. Like basically the wind blows the leaf and it drifts somewhere with a mouse or rat on the leaf, which is really cool to transport ground troops by the air somewhere, which is yeah, really cool thing. Overall, Tail Feathers is a very good two-player combat game with lots of scenarios, and I would say lots of replayability within one scenario as well. You have different commands that you take each turn, and then you fight each other, and it feels thematic, cool, and if you have the time for this small learning curve, let's say not small, but let's say, a little bit bigger learning curve with the mechanics and theme and such and small rules, then you should definitely take a look at the tail feathers. It's really challenging. It's a step up from Mice and Mystics. It's more complicated, but on the other hand, it's very rewarding. So it's tail feathers, and thank you for watching once again, and we'll see you probably in the next blender. Bye bye.